people might think truck stops, no big deal, but this is 27,000 employees and $20 billion in revenue a year.
Yeah, it's actually one of the biggest privately owned American companies out there. I think it's in the top 25 in terms of revenue, according to Forbes. As you say, it has a network of truck stops across the country. And obviously, Mr. Buffett thinks this is a business that has a very strong potential for growth in the future. He's making a substantial investment in the company today. And interestingly, this investment will also lead to a bigger increase in his position in 2023 when I think he becomes the majority owner of this company.
Yeah, I think he steps up to 80% at that point. And what about the management of the company? Is that going to change?
The management of the company stays as is. I spoke briefly to Mr. Buffett and Jimmy Haslam, who's the current CEO and chairman of this company, on the phone last night, and the management is something Mr. Buffett is very keen on, so that's going to stay in place. The Haslam family, who are obviously kind of crucial in building up this company and sort of setting the tone, they are also going to remain in place, and even when Mr. Buffett goes on to be majority owner, the Haslam family will keep a fairly substantial stake in the company and remain a kind of big presence around it.
So, Ed, at first blush, this feels like a Warren Buffett kind of deal. I mean, he knows the family, he knows the management, wants to keep them in place. I'm sure it's a cash business, which he really likes a lot. How does it fit, if at all, with other strategic investments that he's made?
You know, I asked him about this last night. He made the point that he thinks, you know, trucking is sort of at the heart of, I guess, the American infrastructure and American industrial backbone. He thinks this is a business that has done tremendously well. He thinks there's scope to grow it, particularly through going out and acquiring sort of either smaller chains or individual truck stops across the country. I did ask whether it meant we would see more of sort of Buffett type of food businesses or some of the Berkshire-owned food businesses like Dairy Queen in some of these truck stops. He said that wasn't something he would be making decisions on, but he would happily stand back and applaud sort of whatever the Haslam family and the current management decided to do.
And Ed, what about other possible acquisitions in this space? I mean, we know that Warren Buffett has been interested in car dealerships. He took a big position in that and really expanded that out as a substantial position in car dealerships across the country. Are there other truck stop companies that might be likely candidates?
You know, in terms of what they can go out and acquire, they both made it fairly clear that they see growth being something they could either do organically or through a series of sort of smaller acquisitions rather than going out and buying some sort of other major rival. They think this is something you can put together in a more piecemeal type way. I think interestingly for Mr. Buffett, this is obviously a play on the auto industry and particularly the commercial auto industry as we know it today. I asked him about driverless trucks, whether that would be something that worries him. Obviously, robots do not stop at truck stops to drink coffee. He said it was not something that was keeping him awake at night, potentially something that could happen long out in the future, but he did not think a near-term threat.